My name's Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Minister Tony met with me in a group about a month ago. I showed him the data, I explained to him the issue, and he immediately said in our first meeting, this is something that the Nation of Islam is going to fight about. And he kept his word. And 2 weeks later, I was meeting with Minister Farrakhan in Chicago, and we've had a series of rallies ever since. And it's, he's helped turn the tide on this issue.
Absolutely. So bringing this to the neighborhood as you have done right now, running through all the opposition that you've seen, you talked about Congress, you talked about TV and different things of that nature. What do you see as like a road that we can follow on right now?
Well, I think particularly that African American politicians need to understand that the CDC is lying, that the scientific data show that African American children, particularly boys, have a particular vulnerability to vaccine injury, and that they have the highest levels of autism of any community in this country, and that the data show that it is associated with the vaccines. The CDC has been lying, and it's not me saying they've been lying, it's the senior scientist at CDC, Bill Thompson, who says we've been lying. And he publicly apologized to the African American community, but there has been no apology from CDC, and CDC has done nothing to correct the injuries that the best calculations indicate have debilitated 250,000 African American boys since the initial study was done, the deceptive fraudulent study in 2001. The critical thing is to get the African American politicians to begin defending their communities, to require the CDC to be transparent in its science, to be forthcoming in its science, to answer the questions that we've all been asking, and to clean up the corruption at CDC and end the conflicts of interest with the vaccine industry. I want to thank you for covering this issue, because you will not see coverage of this issue in the mainstream press. Why is that? Reason is that vaccine companies, the pharmaceutical industry is $1 trillion industry, and they're the biggest spenders on network television. They spend more on advertising than any other industry, and they target the network news, so that during some periods, during non-election years, pharmaceutical advertisements can account for up to 70% of the revenue of network news divisions. And so they will not report this issue. The newspapers will not report it. The only people who are being honest about this is the African American press. So please keep up what you're doing, and it is necessary, it's heroic, and we need you, and our children need you.